Okay, we're on Kaf Daled, Amud Aleph, right? Second line down from the top, okay? We're still dealing with these letters, okay? And that is where the Gemara is continuing. We talked about closed letters versus open letters, okay? Which for us would be final letters as opposed to the normal letters, right? So we stopped there with the statement that Amar Rav Chisda Mem V'Samech Shebeluchot B'neis Hayu Omdin, that these two letters were almost there because they had holes in the middle, remember? Okay, it was as if they were there miraculously. Ela Satum V'Asa'u Patuach, but if it was a closed or a final letter, and they made it an open. Garoa ka megarele, says the Gemara. That is diminishing the value, the sanctity of the letter. Okay? Da'amar Rabbi Yirmiyah, as Rabbi Yirmiyah says as follows, Ve'itema Rabbi Chia bar Abba, and others say it was Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Menatz Pach, those particular letters, right? Okay, Mem Nun Sadi Pei Chaf, right? Sofim Amarun. The prophets were the one who basically declared that they should become final letters. Okay, so Gemara asks Vatispara, is that reasonable to assume that? V'haktiv, but isn't it written elsewhere? Eila hamitzvot, that these are the commandments, okay? Implying, okay, from the pasuk that it's as if these were Torah Misinai, okay, going back before the prophets. She'ein hanavi rashai lechadesh davar me'ata, that a prophet is not permitted to bring any kind of innovations, okay? Ella, he says, rather, mi haya havai. Rather, we say that they existed beforehand, right? Mida lo havayad in iba emtza teva, iba sof teva. But they existed and people did not know whether these particular letters belonged in the middle or at the end of a word, okay? Va'atu tzofim takninhu. And then along came the watchmen, if you will, the prophets, and they reinstituted them. They reestablished them as basically as final letters, okay? Va'akati, Gemara, and still regarding what you're saying, Elu hamitzvot. Okay, the pasuk said these were the commandments. She'ein hanavi rashai lechadesh davar me'ata, that a prophet is not able to establish something brand new. Okay, ela shechachum v'chazru v'yisadum. Okay, rather they were forgotten. Okay, and then they were reestablished. Okay, now. Gufa, says the Gemara, let's come back to what was said earlier. Amar Rav Chisda, says Rav Chisda, Mem B'Samech Shebeluchot, B'neis Hayu Omdin, that the letters Mem and Samach, okay, were there in the 10 Seret Dibrot, in the tablets, as if by a miracle. V'Amar Rav Chisda, and Rav Chisda then says in addition, Katav shebeluchot nikrami bifnim v'nikrami bachutz. Okay, that the style of writing that were there on the tablets could be read from either side. Okay, from within or from without. Okay, right. So what does that mean? Right. Kegon nevuv, right? Like the word nevuv, okay? Vovan, right? Or read backwards in a different word, Vuvan. Okay? Rahav, Bahar, Saru, Varas. Okay? That they could be read in either way. All right? Nebub being a hole, a hollow. Vuvan would be in the har, in the mountain. Rahav, okay, is another example. Saru, they departed. Varas, right? Amre le Rabbanan le Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Now, the rabbi said to Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi the following, okay? And what we're going to see here is a long digression, if I can say that, of a homiletical nature sermon on various letters and aspects of letters. Atu Dardaki, Ha'idna, Labe Midrasha, they told him that there came children, young people today, to the base Midrash. Va'amru mile da'afilu bimei Yehoshua ben Nun lo itmar kavatayu. And they said words, in other words, they said drushes connected with the letters that haven't been said since the time of Joshua. Okay? And what are these, right? Examples. Itmar kavatai. Now, we're going to see that they give letters and then they give a kind of drasha. Aleph, bet, okay, the first two letters. Aleph, bina, okay, namely learn wisdom. Gimel, dalet, right? Gimel, daling, okay, sort of support the poor or show kindness to the poor, right? Mai tama pshuta ka'aye de gimel legabe daled. What is the reason that the in its basic form the leg, so to speak, of the gimel is facing towards the daled? Shekain darko shel gomel chasadim larutz achar dalim. Okay, that it is the way of those who want to perform acts of benevolence, of kindness, to chase after, to seek the poor. Uma itama pshuta ka'are dedalet legabe gimel. And what's the reason that the, let's call it the extension, the little piece of the top of the dalet sticks out like a leg, right, towards the gimel? The lim say le navshe, okay, to basically show that one is to discreetly make themselves available. The poor is to make himself discreetly available to accept the tzedakah. Okay? Uma'itama mahader ape dedaled migimel, and what's the reason that the dalet faces away from the gimel? He says, delitem le bitsina, okay, so that he should give to him discreetly, ki hechi delo lechasef mine, so that the other one will not be embarrassed from him. Hey vav, zeh shmo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, those letters represent the name of the Holy One, right? Zayin Chet Tet Yud. Okay, what about these letters? What does that form or that following sequence tell us? Right? Namely, okay, Kol Echad Ve'im, right? Ata Osechen HaKadosh Baruch Hu Zan Otcha V'chein Otcha Umeitiv Lecha V'noten Lecha Yerusha V'kosher Lecha Keter Li'olam Haba. Okay, basically the series of letters there says the Holy One will sustain you, be gracious to you, show kindness to you, give you Yerusha, a good heritage, and will give you a kind of crown, okay, for the world to come. Okay, going on then. Okay, mem ptucha, mem stuma. We have the open mem, which is the regular mem, and the closed mem. Okay, the final mem, right? Ma'amar patuach, ma'amar satum. This symbolizes open teaching and hidden or closed teaching. In other words, the esoteric, the secret teaching, mysticism, okay, that went on in their time, okay? Nun kefufa, nun pshuta. We have the nun that's bent, which we would say is the regular nun, and nun pshuta, straight nun, which we would call the final, right? Ne'eman kafuf, ne'eman pshut. There is the faithful person who is bent over, okay? And there is, or humble, there's the faithful person who is straightened up, which is the Kadosh Baruch Hu, okay? Samech ayin, okay, the next two, samuch aniyim, to support the poor. Lishna al-Khurina, in other language, another different drasha, simanin asa b'Torah v'kana ota, okay? That certain mnemonic devices, okay, were set in the Torah in order to help learn it, to memorize it. Pei kfufa, pei pshuta, okay? Again, the letters, right, bent and straight, right, okay, or simple and the final, really. Pei patuach, pei satum, symbolizes an open mouth, in other words, and a closed mouth. Okay, here we might suggest that again, okay, in terms of when one should keep silent, when one should speak. Okay, tzadi kfufa, but tzadi pshuta. Again, the bent or the closed tzadi and the simple, right? So again, final and non-final. Tzaddik kafuf, but tzaddik pashut. Again, a righteous person bent in this world and the righteous in the world to come. Or again, referring to Hashem. Hainu ne'aman kafuf ne'aman pshut, says the Gemara. But didn't we say already that there was a righteous, right, ne'aman, right, a faithful person and the faithful one. Hosif lach hakatuv kfifa al kfifato. That the text wanted to add basically to one's level of bowing, of acknowledgement. Mikan shnatna haTorah b'manod rosh. Okay, at this point, it's as if the Torah is giving us a sense of the seriousness, the gravity of how one should behave. Kof kadosh, right, holy. Reish rasha, that symbolizes the wicked one. Mai tama mahader ape de kof mireish. What is the reason that the kof faces the opposite direction as the reish? Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, ein ani yachol lehistakel birasha, that I am not willing to look at a wicked person. Umay tama mahadra tage de kof legabe reish. And what's the reason that the tagim, the crowns on the kof, face towards the reish? Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, im chozer bo ani kosher lo keter kamoti. That if the person, or the wicked person, does tshuva, then he will have the opportunity to have crowns, as if Hashem puts crowns on the letters. Okay. Now, we're going to continue in a moment. Okay. Right. Okay. So the Gemara. Okay. Umay Tamaka, right? So the Gemara then asks, "Mai tama kar'e the kof tuliya the ihadar be liuyul leiul bahach messiah." Okay, that here too, it's again saying that why are these legs, of the kof hanging, so to speak, right? That if one again repents, he goes higher and higher. Bahach Messiah le Reish. Okay, and in other words, he ascends in his tshuva. Bahach Messiah le Reish Lakish, and this, okay, seems to support the view of Reish Lakish. Da Amar Reish Lakish, Man da Amar. Okay, according to the one who says, Im laletzim hu yalitz, v'la'anuyim yitain chen, ba litamei, potchim lo, ba l'taher, mesayem oto. Okay, so that, why is there this opening in the cuff? The same way the one who repents will find an opening back to Hashem, so the opening in the cuff, okay, is to assist them. Okay, so we go on. Reish Lakish as Reish Lakish. Okay, we indicated that. Potchim lo ba l'taher misayimim oto. Okay, that they help him. Okay, Shin. Okay, the Shin stands for Sheker. Tav emet, the truth. Excuse me. My tama sheker merkarvan mileh. What is the reason, okay, that we say that these letters are close together, a sheker, shin, kaf, resh, as to the reason emet, mechar kamile, that those letters are far apart in the alphabet? Remember, emet is the first letter, mem the middle letter, taf the last letter. Shikra shachia, kushta lo shachia, that the falsehood is common and truth is not found frequently, is not common. My tama shikra chada kare kai, and what's the reason that the letters of sheker are all on one, so to speak, leg? Va'amet milaban labune, and the letters of emet are on at least two legs, but more than that, it's like they are on bricks. In other words, they're solid, right? Kushta kai, that truth stands, shikra lo kai, but falsehood, lying, does not remain, does not endure. Okay, now we get to a new piece in the Gemara, and this new piece again deals with letters, and is again a kind of drasha, atbash, okay? Namely, you take a kind of what I'll call a code, and you reverse the order of the letters, okay? And that the first letter becomes the last letter, second letter next to the last letter, okay? All right? So in this example, okay, we find that the following, all right? Again, in drashas. Atbash, oti ta'av, at uha lo, right? So the Gemara is asked the question, he rejects me, okay? Shall I desire him? Bet shin, okay? All right, again, B lo chashak, he did not desire me, or, right? Shami echol alav, is my name, therefore, shall it rest on him? Gimel resh, gufo timei, arachem alav, if his body becomes defiled, shall I have mercy upon him? Dalid kaf, Dal totai na'al karnav, okay, if he's closed my doors, okay, shall I, okay now, Karnav lo agadea, shall I not cut off his horns? In other words, should I make his life lengthy? Okay, so says the Gemara, Ad kan midat risha'im. These drashot were to show in regards to someone who lived a wicked life. Aval midat tzadikim. But if we're talking about interpreting this format of atbash for righteous, we give a drasha of a different kind. Atbash imata bush. If you're ashamed to sin, gemul reish dalid kaf. Okay, imata sochein gur badok. Right? Then if that's the case, you'll dwell in heaven. Okay. Hey, tzadi vav fe, chatzitza havi beincha la'af. Okay. Again, a barrier. Okay, between you and anger. Zayin ayin chami samech tet nun. Okay. Again, these other letters. Ve'ein ata mizda'azeya min hasatan. Then you do not have to tremble before the Satan. Yud mem kaf lamed amar sar shel gehinom lefnei hakadosh baruch hu. And here we get a little Agadita story. Okay, since he mentioned I have to fear before Satan, we get the following story. The sar shel gehinom, call him Satan or the prince of Gehenna. Okay, says right the following: Amar, right, to Kadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel Olam, Master of the world. Okay, Layam. Okay, Kol. All right, he says basically throw them all into the sea. In other words, all people should go in the same way you destroyed the Egyptians. Destroy the wicked. Okay, Amar Kadosh Baruch Hu, Aleph Chet Samech, Bet Tet Ayin, Gimel Yud Fei. Again, he's going to say the following, right? What did he answer him? The following: Achas b'ta gif, ani chas alehem, v'pnei sheba'atu b'gif. All right, I will have mercy or spare them. Because what did they do? Sheba'atu bagif, that they rejected inappropriate behavior. Okay, in other words, adultery. The chatz, the kishem kanim. Why? Because they are clean, they're innocent. Okay, and they are upright. Tzadikim hem. They are righteous. Okay. Lamed Kaf, Ein lecha chelek bahem. He tells the Satan, you have no portion in them. Umar zan shat. Okay. Amar gehinam lefanav. So again, the prince Satan says to the Ribono shel Olam, Mari zuneni Mizaro shel sheit. He says him, I feed me, so to speak, people that from the descendants of the Jews, from Seth, right? Amarle bam, gin das lahechan olichan. Okay, so Hashem responds, you shouldn't have any of them. Okay, where shall I lead them? Okay. Marley, right? Legan Hadas. Okay, I will lead them to the Garden of Myrtles. In other words, the Garden of Eden. Okay. Hai Vaf, right? Amar Gehinam Lefnei Kadosh Baruch Hu. Ribono Shel Olam. Ayef Anochi. Master of the world. He says, I'm faint, I'm tired. In other words, really, I'm dying of hunger. And I need souls To which he replied, Hashem replies, Zat chak halalu zaro shel Yitzchak. These are the descendants of Isaac. On Isaac's merit, I will not give them over to you. Tare yashukat, tar, okay? So again, he says to him, wait, right? Yesh li kitot shel ovdei kochavim shani notem lach. That I have large numbers of non-Jews, heathens, okay, that I will give over to you, to Satan. Okay? Let's go over now. Done with that. Mishnah, Kaf Dalet Amud Beis, new Mishnah. Okay, again, we're still dealing now with the topic of writing. Okay, Matnitin says our Mishnah, Hakotev shte otiot, one who writes two letters, V'ha'alem echad, in a single unawareness, we said chayav is culpable. Katav b'dio, if he wrote with ink. Basam, if he wrote, let's say, with a kind of paint. Bisikra, with a kind of red pigment. Bakumus, okay, if he writes with a kind of tree sap, okay. Ubekan kantum, or he writes with another item like copper sulfate, right? Ubechol davar shehu roshem, or with any item that makes a marking. Okay? Al shnei kotlei zaviot, if he writes on two different walls that come to a corner, okay? Va'al shnei levachei pinkas, or he writes on two different writing tablets, vehein nahagin ze'im zeh, and they're read one next to each other, chayav, then he is culpable. Hakotev al bisaro, one who writes on his skin, okay, chayav. Okay, so in other words, you can't get a tattoo on Shabbos, right? Okay, culpable. Hamasaret al bisaro, one who scratches into his skin on Shabbos. Rabbi Eliezer mechayev chatat, according to Rabbi Eliezer, he's obligated to bring a chatas. V'chachamim potrin, and the sages exempt him. Katav b'mashkin, or let's say he wrote with some other liquids. B'mei perot, he wrote using fruit juice. Ba'avak drachim, or he wrote in the ground, on the earth, in the dust. Ba'avak hasofrim, or he wrote using the kind of dirt or dust that scribes would use. Okay, this is more like a kind of powder, okay, that scribes might use, okay, to put over the tablet, in other words, to maintain it. Ubechol davar she'eno mitkayem, or something else that does not endure, patur, then one is exempt. Okay? New piece in the Mishnah. La'achar yado, if he wrote in a non-normal manner, okay? For example, he put the pen in his mouth, okay? Beraglav, with his feet, befiv, in his mouth, ubemar piko, or he wrote with his elbow, okay? Put the pen, a utensil, right, in there, right? Elbow joint, katav, right? Katav od echad, samuch lektav, or he wrote one letter next to a pre-existing letter that had already been written. The katav al gabe katav, or he wrote on a letter that already, right on top of an already existing letter. Nitkaven lichtov chet bekatav shtai zainin. If he intended to write the letter chet, but instead wrote two letter zayin letters, echad ba'aretz, be'echad bekorah, or if he wrote one on the ground and one on a beam, katav al shnei kotlei habayit, or he writes on two walls of the house, al shnei dapei pinkas, ve'en nehagin ze im ze patur, or if he writes on two different, we said, writing tablets, okay, and one cannot read them one after the other, patur, he is exempt. Katav ot echat notarikon. If he writes one letter and it's so to serve as an abbreviation, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Betera Mechayev, he holds him culpable, v'chachamim potri, and the sages exempt. Now we go into some textual explanation as to what the words in the Mishnah referred to. Dio, diota, okay? Ink, basically. Sam, sama, okay? That's a kind of paint, ointment that was of a yellow nature. Sikra, okay? Right, Amar Rava bar Barchana, he says, Sakarta Shma, okay? That's a kind of black ink made from soot. Kumus, okay? Kuma, okay? That's a kind of almost gum, red item made from a tree. Kankatum, Amar Rava bar Barchana, Amar Shmuel, Charta de Ush Chafe. Okay, that is the kind of ink that's similar to shoemaker's black, okay, or made from copper sulfate. Okay, B'chol davar shehu roshem, said the Mishnah. In any item which you can acknowledge and see a marking, la'atuye mai, to include what, asks the Gemara? La'atuye hadatani Rabbi Hanania, to include that which was taught by Rabbi Hanania, namely, Katvo b'mei tarya. Okay, let's assume that he wrote with rainwater. Okay, va'afza, or he wrote with gallnut juice. Kasher, it still would be valid. Tani Chia, and Rabbi Chia caught Ktavo ba'aver, if he wrote with lead, okay, that was right, b'shachor, or if he wrote with charcoal, or b'shichur, okay, or if he wrote again with shoemaker's black, kasher, it's valid. Okay. Next from the Mishnah, hamisaret al b'saro, one who scratches into his skin. Tanya, Braita teaches, Amar lehen Rabbi Eliezer l'chachamim, said to the sages, V'halo ben Sitra, hotzik shafim mitzrayim, b'srita sha'al b'saro. Did not Ben Sitra, this other sage, take out what we'll call magical incantations to remove witchcraft from Egypt by scratching these forms on his flesh, okay? In that being the case, okay, which would seem to tell us that scratching is a valid form of writing, since it's important, and therefore, okay, it should be considered an acceptable form of writing, but is it considered to be culpable form of writing? So again, we get a slight digression here, okay? Because we have here a section in our Gemara that is censored and is found in the Koran, where there is this discussion of who this individual, who this Ben Stada was, who his father was, things like that, who his mother was, going back and forth, okay, whether she was unfaithful, whether he was born, things like that. But our Gemara, as again, has it removed because of the fact that there were some who thought that this was a hidden reference to Jesus. Okay. Amrulo, he said to him, Shoteh haya, he was a fool. Ve'ein mevi'in raya min hashutim. And we do not bring proof texts from somebody who behaved as a fool. Coming back to our text. Ktav od echad samuch l'ktav. If he wrote one letter next to another letter, okay? Man Tana, according to which Tana is this? Amar Rava bar Rav Huna, he says, Delo Rabbi Eliezer. It can't be according to Rabbi Eliezer. The Rabbi Eliezer, because if were it to be the statement of Rabbi Eliezer, Ha'amar, who says Ha'achat al Ha'arig Chayav, because he says even if you write one letter or you weave one thread, you're culpable. Katav al gabe katav, writing on top of existing writing. Man Tana, which Tana taught this? Amar Rav Chisda, says Rav Chisda, again, the Loka Rabbi Yehuda. Again, it can't be according to the view of Rabbi Yehuda. The Tanya who taught in the Braita, Harei shahayat tzarich lichtov et Hashem, if his intent was, to write the divine name, right? V'nitkavein lichtov Yehuda, and by mistake, instead he wound up writing the name Yehuda. V'ta'a, made the mistake. V'lo hitil bo dalet, but he accidentally omitted the letter Dalet in that case, right? Ma'avir alav kulmas umikadsho. He may take his writing pen and do it over and make that name a valid divine name. The Chachamim umrim, but the sages say, Ein Hashem min hamuvcha. The sages say that is not the most preferable method by which to write the divine name. Okay? Tanya, and we have a Braita, Katav od echad v'hishlima l'sefer. Okay? Now, if one writes and finishes a book, right? Arag chut echad v'hishlima lebeged, weaves one thread and he completes the garment. Chayav, he is culpable. Man Tana, which Tana is this? Amar Rabba, says Rabba, Bar Rav Huna, Rabbi Eliezer he. It's the view of Rabbi Eliezer. The Amar who says, Echat al ha'arig chayav. Okay, again, one act of sewing or weaving, he's culpable. Rav Ashi Amar, says Rav Ashi, afilu tema rabbanan. Okay, you could even argue here that the rabbis would find him culpable. Why? Lahashlim shani. Why? Because in that case, by finishing something up, by completing it, it's a different issue. Okay? Amar Ravi Ami, says Ravi Ami, Katab ot echad b'Tiberia. If he wrote on Shabbos one letter when he was in Tiberias, and then walked to the next major town, the Echad B'Tzipori, which he could do on Shabbat, and wrote another single letter in Tzipori, Chayav, he would be culpable. Ktivahi, that's writing. Ella Shemechusar Kreva, but they're not close together. Vahatanan, and wasn't it taught in our Mishnah? Katav al Shnei Kotlei Habayit, if one writes on two walls of a house, Va'al Shnei Dapei Pinkas, or on two different writing tablets, Ve'ein Nehagin Ze Im Ze, and one cannot read them together, Patur is exempt. Hatam, there, Mechusa Ma'aseh Dekreva. There's clearly no lack, they're lacking an act of attachment, of being together. Hacha lo mechusar ma'aseh dekreva. Here, there is no lacking of the items being together. Okay, but the Gemara continues. Tana higia ot echad. Okay, let's say that the scribe comes to correct one letter. Chayav, he's culpable. Hashta, katav ot echad, patur. But now it seems to say that if he corrects a letter, okay, it would seem to be exempt. Higia ot echad chayav. Do we say that if he corrects one letter, he is culpable? Amar Rav Sheshet, says Rav Sheshet, Hachi b'mai yeskinan. What are we talking about? Kegon shenatlu legago shel chet. Okay, it's an example, says Rav Sheshet, where he removed the top, the roof of the letter chet, and as a result, you get two zayins. V'asau shnei zayini, and therefore you get two letters. Rava Amar, Kegon shenatlo letago shel daled. Okay, he gives a different explanation, Rava. Okay, that he removes the extension of the letter daled. Okay, and what happens? Va'asahu reish, and again you get the letter reish, right? Tana. Okay, so let's just roll over a little bit. It was taught in another braita. Nitkavein lechtov ot echad, if his intent was to write a single letter, right? And what happens? Va'alu biyado shtayim, and he wrote instead two, chayav, he is culpable. V'hatnan patur, but didn't we teach previously he's exempt? Lo kasha, that's not a problem. Ha debai ziyune. Here, in one case, we're talking about where the letter needed the crowns, and therefore he would be exempt. Ha delo bai ziyune. And in another case, we said it does not need the crowns. Okay? And therefore the double zayin, which would be equal to the chet, does it need the crowns or not? That will continue and discuss tomorrow, okay, with the rest of this particular sugya, and finish the parak. Okay? Okay, guys, everybody stay well and stay safe. I know that they've come out with lists for Shacharis. I think, Bob, you're the only one, right, that has signed up. They signed me up too, although right. I told the rabbi and David Cheslow, not at least since they don't have starting dates, I would prefer if they have a 7:15 minyan to go to that rather than the 8 o'clock.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay.
So they may contact you, Bob,
okay,
to find out how flexible you are.
Okay, well, right? I'm very flexible.
But I also found out that Harvey went off. I understand that Joel Metuchin's shiur has stopped.
Yes.
At 9:50. So we also have a little flexibility with our time too. All right?
Okay.
So
Very good.
right now, we'll continue the way we are doing, all right?
Very good. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a good
guys.
day.
Everybody take care. Bye-bye.